Namaskar. Let me welcome you all to today's episode of learning different aspects of playing sitar. We are going to discuss a very important aspect, RIYAZ. What RIYAZ is. Before going to what RIYAZ is, we will discuss what is the purpose of RIYAZ. Whenever we are conveying any musical ideas, we are having any musical ideas in our mind, any emotion or any thought, we have to express it. So while expressing those musical ideas and thoughts through the instrument, there should not be any gap or the barrier. We should be able to express our ideas and musical thoughts through our instrument, which is the medium, effortlessly, effectively, efficiently and with spontaneity. It should be in spontaneous way. So for that we need to have certain level of competency and skill in terms of the execution on our instrument. So whenever we learn something from our guru, there are two parts of it. One is the matter, what to present, and second part is the manner, how to present. So what and how, these two parts are there. So RIYAZ is mostly related to the how part. Unless and until we have certain level of competency, we will not be able to execute through our instrument, which is the medium. So music performance is just like any other communication. In communication, we need to have the ideas, and those ideas needs to be executed. So that spontaneity and effortlessness we need to develop, and for that RIYAZ is essential. Now what RIYAZ is? Sometimes we take the instrument out of the box or the cover and do certain things or play some songs or some tune, whatever we have heard from the great masters, or any songs of our choice, or anything which we like to play. Which we like to play, not what we should play, right? So and then we spend some time with the instrument and we keep the instrument back. So this will not be very effective for anyone to be a good musician. You will not be able to develop good skill and competency over your instrument. You will be, shokia. Like for an example, you spend some time with the instrument, but you will not get any professional touch in your playing. For getting the professional touch in your playing, you need to have RIYAZ. RIYAZ is the repeating certain musical phrase or certain pattern across the swaras to achieve fluency, clarity, stamina and speed. Fluency, clarity, stamina and speed. Right? So see, I have chosen these terms and its sequence very thoughtfully, right? Fluency, it should not be haphazard, it should not be hazy, it should not be blur. That's why it should be clear. It should be fluent, it should be clear, the sound should be clear. At the same time, we should not, play just once or twice and then get tired. We should develop a certain level of stamina by doing certain number of repetitions of the same thing. And by doing that repeatedly, at the end we will get the speed. So speed is important. It is not like it is not important, but at the beginning we should give more importance to building the stamina, having the clarity, and having the fluency in it. And with repeated practice, consistent practice day after day, we will gradually achieve certain speed. So speed, we should not go for speed by sacrificing the fluency, clarity and the stamina, right? So these three are prerequisite before having the speed. We are playing something on very high speed, but everything is blur and hazy, so that does not make any sense. That will not add any value to our music. So that's about RIYAZ. It can be anything. It can be, you can choose any topic for your RIYAZ. Maybe, strengthening right hand, having better sound. We have discussed different techniques of improving right hand and left hand in our previous sessions. You can have a look into it. There are different aspects of improving right hand skills and left hand skills And then the effective playing comes with balance between these two, balance between right hand and left hand. So what does balance mean? Balance means the timing and the gap in which our right hand is moving, right? The left hand also should move in the same speed, otherwise it will be blur, it will be hazy, the sounds will not be clear. So timing of the right hand and timing of the left hand movement across the fret should be same. So to develop that, we need to also practice. Just few examples. You need to define the content, what you will practice. Maybe some right hand bowl, or left hand sapat movement, or some palta movement, or deflection of the string like mean gamak, any, or jhala, sida jhala, ulta jhala, any of these things you can choose, any topic you can choose. And it is very important to understand in which speed I am playing and to maintain that speed. The speed should not fluctuate while doing the riyaz. So content, what you are playing, you have to fix. Then content, most of the time, if you are learning from some guru, someone, some expert, then they will be helping you out with the content, what is to be practiced. Then the remaining things you need to do practice judiciously. So your guru can only give you the thing and guide you how to practice, but he can't do practice on your behalf. Anyone can't do practice on anyone's behalf, right? So you need to do that judiciously by fixing that particular content which you have got from your guru. Then you need to understand the clarity of the sound. It should not be blur, it should not be hazy, it should be clear with certain level of density of the sound, right? So clarity, then sustenance. So once it is clear, then you should understand that just playing once is not enough. Like I ask some of my students to play, okay, play this sapat movement or something. So they play. Then look at my face. I say, you have just started. Even that is not start. If you do at least 3 to 5 rounds, 5 cycles, in the consistent speed, with clarity, without mistake, without break, without mistake. I use this term very often. Without break, without mistake. Then it is just the start. Then you have to take it from there. You have to do certain number of repetitions, maybe 10 times or 15 times or 20 times based on your capacity, and that capacity needs to be enhanced with time. So it is very important to be able to play along with tabla or metronome, which actually gives you certain definite intervals, equal intervals between two beats. It should not be I am starting with some speed and then speed is fluctuating, again increasing and decreasing, not like that. It should not be fluctuating. Not even the slightest extent. I have fluctuated for a demonstration purpose quite a I have the tempo I have fluctuated just for the demonstration purpose, but even the slightest extent it should not get fluctuated. So better we turn on a tabla and fix in a particular tempo. So this is 100 BPM. This is a very medium speed, not very high speed. Should be practicing in a certain tempo for certain number of repetitions. So content, then clarity, there is no tool to measure clarity. That you have to understand based on your aesthetic sense, based on your sense that the note should not be blurred, note should be loud enough, clear enough. And then there are two other parameters. One is sustenance, another one is speed. So sustenance you can measure by counting the number of repetitions, and speed, the BPM, beats per minute, in which you have set your metronome or the tabla, that will give you the speed, right? So fixed a goal, like in the half speed, I will play 10 cycles, and in the double speed, I will play 20 cycles. Till the time you achieve this particular goal, you should not stop. So you see, I am not just doing some time pass with the sitar. So I have a specific goal, specific parameters in terms of number of repetitions and number of speed, and then I have fixed a content, and I am repeating it in cycle with continuously measuring, evaluating the clarity and the quality of the execution of the sound. So this is the purpose of practice. In recent terms, we are hearing a term called deliberate practice. On top of practice, it is deliberate practice, which is actually not only hard work, it is a smart work. Along with the hard work, it is a smart work. So there are certain principles of deliberate practice, right? So deliberate practice is basically the goal or the target based, like result oriented, goal or target based and result oriented. And there are certain principles of the deliberate practice. One is to understand we have to find out what the best performers do. Like what are the qualities of the best performers? As per our understanding and knowledge, there are many great musicians in Indian classical music, whom we listen to, whom we watch, whom we look forward to what they will perform, right? So we have to understand what are the qualities. They are being called as great. What are the qualities they have for which they are being called as great? So those qualities we have to understand, and to achieve those qualities, we have to fix certain goals, right? Realistic goal based on our lifestyle, based on what kind of time we can give, right? We can give just 1 hour time a day. In 6 months we will try to be a performer, so that will be unrealistic. That should not happen, right? That we should not fix. So we should we fix a goal which is realistic based on our lifestyle and whatever time we can give. And consistency is a key word for this. One day I am practicing, second day again I am not practicing, third day again doing, again next 3 days I am out of station, I am not touching sitar. So these kind of things, I understand there are certain unavoidable situations, but these kind of things will result deterioration in your playing. So if you want to achieve something, then you have to be consistent in your practice, right? So find what the best performers do, what are the qualities, develop a detailed plan and realistic plan to achieve that. Maybe we will not be able to achieve the kind of competency that the great masters possess, but at least some extent, maybe at least 1/10% of that we can fix a goal for next 6 months, that I will achieve to play certain thing in certain number of repetitions in certain speed, which I don't have today, right? We have to understand our own potential, current potential, then accordingly we have to fix the goal, target based on certain time duration in future, right? Then develop the right mental representation. That is very important. We always need to be motivated and inspired to be able to do that, because this is not a very easy task. This is a difficult task and effort intensive task. So for that we need to have enough mental strength and determination, right? So we need to listen to great masters, get inspiration from them, always get inspired and motivated. So developing right mental representation is the key. Unless and until we have the willpower or we have the mindset to do the practice, we will not be able to do that, because everything is driven by our willpower and wish, right? So developing the right mental representation. The next thing is the regular and focused practice session, which we have just discussed. Having a regular, consistent and focused practice session. We should not get distracted with our Wi-Fi or mobile phone, or someone came and just going to meet them. So our RIYAZ time is getting impacted for that. So sometimes for achieving something, for getting something, we have to sacrifice something. Maybe our neighbors might think us very unsocial, right? Spending time just within in a closed room. All these things might happen, but you will get something in return through your music, which will never betray. So whatever you will give to your instrument, your sitar, it will return you back in multifolded way. It will not betray, unlike people. So regular and focused practice session is important. And last but not the least, regular feedback and evaluation. Feedback you can get from your gurus, maybe from your family members. You don't underestimate the sense of the common people, right? Your family members might not know how to play sitar or the intricacies of the rag or tal, but if you improve in your playing technique or in your execution, they will be able to understand with their common sense, and they will give you feedback that, okay, whatever you used to play before, now you have improved. It is pleasing to our ears, whatever you are playing now, right? So take feedback from your guru, that is most important, from your family members, and also most important feedback you should get from yourself, which is self-evaluation. You should be honest enough to you while you evaluate your progress based on your goal that you have fixed at the beginning. So this is the basic of deliberate practice. If you implement these ideas and concepts in your playing, you will get the rapid improvement, and a systematic development will happen. Before we conclude this session, there are two beautiful phrases which I have heard from the Western musicians. I would like to reiterate here. One is the practice like a devil and play like an angel, right? Whenever we practice, then it will be rigorous, it will be sometimes monotonous, we have to have effort intensive thing, which always might not be very pleasing. But with time, you believe me, you will find this effort intensive practice, deliberate and focused practice, as you will enjoy after some point. Once you develop certain level of competency, then you will get enjoyment out of it. You will actually love to do the practice instead of spending some random time or erratic time with your instrument, like playing whatever you like. So that should be there. A small part might be there, but that should not be the main thing when you practice. You should practice, and then as a if you do your deliberate practice, once you finish that, then as a reward to you, you can spend maybe 5-10 minutes of time to play certain things which you like to play. So that is the phrase, that practice like a devil and play like an angel. So if we practice like a devil, then we will get a good hands in our instrument, good competence in our instrument, good skill in our instrument. So when we will actually execute the music, there will not be any kind of, it will not look like we are struggling with our instrument. It will be smooth and pleasing to the audience, even in the highest level of the speed, right? So for the top grade musicians, top level musicians whom we listen to, be it in vocal, maybe it Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab or Ustad Amir Khan Sahab, or in sitar, maybe it Vilayat Khan Sahab or Ustad Rais Khan Sahab, whoever great masters we listen to, their music is always effortless music. That's why even in the toughest of the things that they execute, that come in their mind, they execute without a second thought. Whatever they think, that comes into their hand, right? So that comes in the reflex. So bifurcating, the conscious and subconscious. The execution should happen from your subconscious, and conscious mind will think about the music. So that is the main quality of an artist or of a musician. And for students who are learning, for the beginners, they have to think a lot for the execution, right? So with the practice, they need to go to the stage of a musician. That is the first phrase. And second phrase is, learn the technique, practice the technique, master the technique, and then forget the technique. This is very important. Then forget the technique and play from your heart. So what does this mean? The same thing which I just said, that when we learn the technique, then practice the technique, then master the technique. Once we master the technique, then it goes in our reflex. We don't have to think for the execution. It comes directly from our subconscious. right? So that's why it is said, forget the technique. That does not mean forgetting the technique literally, but the execution, the technique will come automatically from our subconscious. And play from your heart means the content or the musicality or our conscious mind is always thinking about the musicality of it, not the how to execute. How to execute will be taken care by our subconscious, which we have achieved, for which we will achieve with our practice, regular practice. So these are the things. Generally I see we give lot of things. Okay, play this particular ball, play da 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 da. So lot of right hand techniques, left hand techniques we share with our students. But what is the purpose of Riyaz? What is the background? Right? All these things are sometimes not explained properly. So I thought to explain this in detail in this session. I hope this information is useful for you. So please subscribe to this channel for getting this kind of informative and educative musical content, and stay in tune and stay musical, and keep on the practice, keep on doing Riyaz. The same thing I will also do.